Realty USA agents. My name is Bob Patterson. I will be talking about the, I will be discussing today the Realty USA branded CMA through the eNeighborhoods. I'm sure all of y'all have received your emails from a couple of weeks ago with your username and password, which allows you to get into the eNeighborhoods platform. So when you log in, this is the screen that you will see when you log in. If you haven't already logged in, this is what you'll see. These are at the top. You can always go back to your home page with eNeighborhoods at MyEN. These are the different modules within eNeighborhoods. Neighborhood Envoy, which used to be called Neighborhood Reports, CMA, which we'll be talking about today, Buyer Tour, Design Center, Maps. You do not have a website through eNeighborhoods. You have direct marketing, contacts, there's a training tab, and you do not have homes.com. One of the things you need to be aware of, if you haven't already done it, when you first initially logged in with your username and password, it asks you for a lot of pertinent information with regard to your name, address, a bunch of other information through your user profile. If you ever need to go back and change information on your profile, when you're onto this home page, you can go to this icon where you see the red button here that has kind of a head and a shoulders to it. You need to make sure that you're aware of the changes are correct, or you can go back and make changes, like if you have a phone number change, an email address change, whatever. As you see here on the screen now, this is my personal profile. Over here on the right-hand side, when you log in, this should have your name at the top. So I'm Robert Patterson. That's got me logged in here. So there are different tabs at the very top here, as you see. It'll always start off with personal information, where it's got your name. This is an embedded name. You cannot change this name. However, though, your email address, your company address, all this other pertinent information you may change. And make sure to put your web address in here as well. You do not need to worry about your license number. This is for other real estate companies in other areas of the country. Also, at the top left, you have designations. One of the things you need to be aware of, you do need to make sure that you at least put one of these two designations. If you come to the scroll down menu, it is off of mine for some reason. Design Center webinar, you'll see where these update these logos, where these reside. Report settings, these are different pages and different slogans. This is information you can change. So like on mine, where it says change slogan, I put in here eNeighborhoods products have the ability to brand and produce professional presentation with quickness and ease. You can change the slogan to whatever you want to, then hit OK after you do that. So these are disclaimers. Change your education. This is on your profile. Change your experience, your professional associations, your personal information. This is where you can add this, and this will show up in your CMAs as well, and other reports on here. You can add a cover letter, change a company story, or change your CMA explanation. If you change any of these, you can hit next or hit finish, and it'll save everything but take you out of here. MLS, this is one of the things you need to be aware of. You need to make sure that you have picked your specific state that you're in and the association MLS board that you're with. So I've got on here, I'm with the Greater Binghamton Association of Realtors. Custom, this is where you can actually add custom documents if you would like to. Change your password and your email signature as well. And here I've gone in here and typed in my actual email address. If you don't do anything to this, it'll take all the information out of your personal information and it'll create your personal email signature. However, you can change this if you want. It's pretty much like Word. If you've changed any of these and have kept hitting next, make sure to hit finish, and it will update your profile. So I'm going to jump into the CMA right now. Go over here, click on the actual tab itself, and it's going to say CMA. So I've already come in here. I've already got some information already pre-populated in here. So when you start off with your CMA tool, you can add a title to it. I've got on here client as home or homeowner. Here's the address in Owego, New York. Some pertinent information, lot size, square footage. You can add agent remarks in here as well. Once you've done this, you can either go from new and create a whole new report, or if you want to, over here on the right-hand side where it says open your saved reports, if you want to use an existing report that you've created before, you could go into your saved reports. So here's an example of Realty USA CMA webinar training. So when you've gone in and created different reports, maybe you've created a report for a FSBO, maybe you've created a specific CMA for prices of homes that are in the 100 to 250 range, and maybe you have one that's like 250 to 500 and 500 and above. You might have three different ones. The one for the lower priced homes might be a smaller, less robust CMA because you have the ability to make changes within the inherent pages that are on here. So I'm just going to cancel out of here because I've already got this one we're working on. Comps. So with comps, I've already uploaded some pertinent data from the Owego, New York area since I'm a member of the Binghamton MLS. So we have gotten durations on our microsite that shows you how to export data from your specific MLS board that you're associated with. In that export, you will pick, or when you're searching your MLS board, you're going to pick those properties that are relevant to the property that you're trying to list to create the CMA. So you would go on your MLS board, pick active, sold, expires, withdrawals. You would export that data, save it somewhere like on a desktop if you'd like to. Then on the left-hand side, you can import that MLS data, which I did. So import the data, hit browse, and I actually had this file on my desktop, and I saved it as, it says Vestal on here, Vestal eNeighborhoods. You can just click on this, and it's going to ask you to upload the file. Pretty easy. It'll fill this area out here, then hit upload file, and this is the data that I was given. You can go in here and make changes to this data if you would like to. You can edit it, for instance. One of the things that you might do, see it has durations in here. Well, this is information that's on there. You can add remarks to it. So here's the remarks that come out of MLS, but you can also change remarks on here as well. There's features. You might also know, say for instance, they're putting in a new swimming pool or a new hot tub, and it's going to increase the value of this home. You can add additional remarks on here if you would like to, and then hit save once you've done that. Another item that you can also do here is add listings. So if it's a particular neighborhood or an area that you're very knowledgeable about and you're working on this CMA to get this listing, you can actually come in here and create a listing that has to do, say for instance, with the FSBO. If you have a photo of that FSBO, you can upload that photo here and add the pertinent information with regard to that listing here as well. And then you would hit save. When you add these additional listings, they're going to add on to your actual list of properties that will append to it there as well. Another item that you need to be aware of over here at the bottom left, it says home sale search. So you can add additional sold data that comes from courthouse records. So I've picked in here with a radius of subject property. You can do it closest to, I'm doing it as a radius of 1 mile. I'm going 6 months back, I'm going to do 195,000. I'm going to go to 225,000. I'm going to append these results to the existing data, and I'm going to keep my imported data as well. I'm going to hit OK, and there's no data that's pulled from this particular area. Let's go bigger. Let's go 5 miles out and go further back in time. And there's no home sales data there. But you see, as far as if you want to pull the data, these are some of the methods by which you can do. And it'll add on to the bottom here as well. Maps. One of the things you need to be aware of also at the top, we always go in order of how you actually create a CMA. So you go subject property 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these are pretty self-evident, and they explain exactly what you're doing through this. You can either go to the next module within the CMA, or you can press the arrow button over here. So it's taking me to maps now. So in blue, we have the subject property right here. And here's the other properties that are in our CMA as well. You can add map notes if you would like to. So where it says click to add a note here. Just click on the area. Put a note on it. Or you can add neighborhood stats, school stats, housing stat as well. But I'm going to put this note on here, great deer hunting. Hit OK, and here's the actual note itself. This note will print out when you print the CMA out as well. You can also do boundary lines if you would like to. Boundaries could be school, census tract, let's see if we can get the boundary lines to come up here for me. Here we go. So you can add different boundary lines. So there's census tract, block group, school district, county. I'm going to turn off the county. But I'm going to leave census tract, block group as well and hit apply. So you'll now start seeing some of the different colors that are in here. These actually show you the different boundaries as well. The legend, you can add, as far as the legend is concerned, you can start adding schools and different information on here as well. But I'm going to take off temples, mosques, synagogues. Let's leave churches on there and hit apply.